chassis number 39G. And to his right, the 4BC, that is going to be Braden Clark. He is out of Tipton, Indiana. He pilots the John and Cheryl Long Kircher DRC chassis G&G Racing Roll number 4BC. Looking at row number 5 for the ninth starting spot. That's going to be Brandon Maddox out of Terre Haute, Indiana. The Maddox Heating and Cooling Pro Source Gressman DRC chassis number 28. And outside of him, all the way from Bonham, Texas, driver the Beattown Automotive Scorpion Raceware Simpson Performance Horses number 21K. That'll be Kobe Simpson. Final starter here in Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1 comes to you out of Piqua, Ohio. Driver the Charger Manufacturing Claxon DRC Com Connect number 21B. That will be Ryan Barr. As that'll be your lineup for Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1 of 5 here tonight with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship, night number 2 of your NOS Energy Drink. Indiana Sprint Week presented by Honest Abe Roofing. Drake York down in the infield, I do believe, with an update. Drake?
Thank you so much, Brian. Max Adams going to start 4th in this heat race, of course, driving for Frankie Guarini, who is also running tonight. It's a 2-car effort, but get this, there is just one crew member between those 2 cars that is not named Max Adams or Frankie Guarini. It's Scott Adams, of course, Max Adams' father, who is pretty much responsible for both those race cars along with the 2 drivers, and they've been fast so far here during Indiana Spring Week. Max was able to make the show last night, and of course he had a fantastic run a couple of weeks ago during Let's Race 2 at Eldora, so interesting thing to watch with those 2 cars tonight, Brian.
Thank you very much, Drake. So giving drivers a chance to go around and buzz the racetrack. Again, if you're just joining us here on the broadcast or joining us in the stands, a little bit of track prep going on between our qualifying and heat race competition. Jaden Rogers in the 66. We talked about it last night. That is the car that he started his sprint car career in before he was actually of age to compete with the United States Auto Club. Amati Racing, Shane Wade, they put him behind the wheel of that number 66. So as you had mentioned yesterday, kind of a full circle, kind of coming around to kind of coming home in a sense.
Yeah, a pretty cool full circle moment there for Jaden Rogers and for Amati Racing as well. So cool to see them back with, Indiana Sprint Week and back on the tour. So you'll see the cars right now. Jaden Rogers on screen if you're watching on FloRacing. They're going to get the racetrack worked in a little bit, try to get it kind of widened out some, get some of that track work that it just did blown in, worked off, that kind of thing. So get us a nice, clean, smooth, wide racing surface here.
Of course, speaking of Amati Racing, Chuck Amati winning the 1990 Sprint Week round of competition here at Kokomo. Richie coming over and giving us that little tidbit of information.
That's what you call a fun fact.
And if you want fun facts, Richie is the one to get it from.
Sometimes he also shares the not so fun facts. So you got to be careful.
Before we went into this little brief hot lap session, we did see a driver advance down into the pits. I believe that was Max Adams, who exited stage right. We'll see if he went down into the Indy Metal Finishing work area or if he went back to the trailer. A couple of safety vehicles waiting to make their way down into the infield. Everybody's starting to gather up behind the Toyota Racing Development pace truck. So the lineup, Rogers, Hoyer, Gray, Adams, Pretorius, Cummins, Goodnight, Clark, Maddox, Simpson, and Barr. So Max Adams having to go down into the pits, and looks like he's going to be able to make his way back out to the racing surface after a quick visit to the Indy Metal Finishing work area. He will drop to the tail end of the lineup. That outside row going to move straight up.
So that really does help Kyle Cummins in this situation where, you know, he talked about it earlier. It's great to be fast time if you can make the transfer. So that alone just moved Kyle Cummins into a transfer starting position in this Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1.
So we'll see if he can capitalize on it here. Second time this season, your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier for the driver of the Avante Windows and Doors at number 3P. So Rogers and Hoyer still row number 1. Gray and Cummins out row number 2. Pretorius and Clark now going to make up row number 3. Goodnight and Simpson going to make up row number 4. Maddox and Barr now going to go jump to the outside of row number 5. And again, Max Adams having to drop to the tail end of the field after going down into the end of the finishing work area. Toyota Racing Development pace truck going to make its way down into the infield. Set to go as caution lights go dark. They will make their way by the NOS Energy start can off of turn number 4. Side by side, nose to tail, looking for a clean start this time. They find the green. We're on the go into turns 1 and 2. Up across the racetrack goes the 66. Wasn't able to get there quick enough. Had to get to the binders, and that opens the door for the Paul Hayes and number 57 to jump out into the race lead. Jack Hoyer going to come around to lead lap number 1.
Rylan Gray and Kyle Cummins also able to take advantage of that misstep by Jaden Rogers. They now run 2nd and 3rd behind Jack Hoyer, who's going to lead Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1 on the first lap.
So Rogers right now sitting in the final transfer spot into the feature event. 5th through 7th going to move on to your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Everybody else going to go into the TrailerAlarms.com C main. Battle is on for 5th on back right now, trying to crack up into a transfer spot. Braden Clark of the 4BC patrol the bottom side of the speedway through turns 3 and 4, trying to get a run on the Midwest Down number 66. As up front, Jack Hoyer has got his hands full. Kyle Cummins hunting him right now as they work into turns 3 and 4.
Kyle Cummins all over the 57. He doesn't necessarily need that heat race win, but it sure would be nice, especially when we talk about Indiana Sprint Week points come the end of the week. So Kyle Cummins is going to do all he can to get this Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1 victory.
You know, we touched on it before. As your quick qualifier, he can get up and grab that heat race win. That does alter the lineup substantially, as there it is, the pass for the lead. He's got it with 5 to go.
Man, it's incredible the amount of speed Kyle Cummins has here at Kokomo Speedway, and it's been like that for as long as time will tell. Kyle Cummins and Kokomo Speedway have meshed so well together. The same is true tonight. He's got the 3P hooked up.
So he will take off of the race lead. Jack Hoyer running in the 2nd spot. Rylan Gray right now running in 3rd. Jaden Rogers holding on to that 4th spot. Braden Clark running in 5th. Pretorius running in 6th. Maddox, Goodnight, Adams, Simpson, and Barr currently running out your running order. Max Adams again having to drop down into the end of middle finishing work area, trying to make up some lost time here. So far has only picked up a couple of spots. White flag coming this time for the Avante Windows and Doors number 3P as he will streak it onto the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4. Lab coat's going to fly this time.
So Jaden Rogers has been feeling the pressure from both Braden Clark and Zach Pretorius. White flag for Jaden Rogers, holding down that final transfer position to tonight's Indiana Sprint Week main event. 4th place for Jaden Rogers as he comes down the backstretch, going to stretch out that lead just a bit.
Checker flag going to drop in this one for the 7th time this season. Kyle Cummins going to pick up Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. Jack Hoyer going to cross in 2nd. Rylan Gray in 3rd. Jaden Rogers going to hold on for the final transfer into the feature event. Braden Clark going to cross in 5th. Zach Pretorius in 6th. Brandon Maddox in 7th. 5th through 7th going to go on into your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Matt Goodnight, Max Adams, Kobe Simpson, and Ryan Barr, they are headed on into the TrailerAlarms.com C main. So he's going to roll it around here and come to a stop in just a moment. But race fans, your winner in heat race number 1 comes here to Princeton, Indiana. He pilots the Avante Windows and Doors Premier Recycling Apache Transport Petty Performance Race number 3P. Race fans, give him a hand, Kyle Cummins. As we take it down trackside to Drake.
Kyle Cummins gets his 7th heat race win on the season here in Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. We talk about his success here in the SmackDown. He's a track champion here back in 2021 and coming off a big 2nd place run last night to open Indiana Sprint Week. And Kyle, you mentioned in your post-race interview last night that you guys changed a lot of things on this race car to make it drive like a race car again, in your words. So I don't want you to give away all your speed secrets, but what were the big things that you changed on this race car heading into Indiana Sprint Week?
It's such a big deal that I don't think I can say anything about it. The car's great. Got to give it up to Jerry Petty, Midwest Lawn and Landscape, Apache Scapes, Premier Recycling, just Lucas Oil of Evansville, everyone on this race car that makes it go round. They threw a little loop for us. I changed some stuff there, and probably should change the gear a little bit. That was Kokomo hooked up pretty good. So the car was good, and got through the heat race. Now it's time to try to get us a feature win tonight.
Kyle Cummins really kept his cards close to his chest there, Brian. I like it. He's your winner of Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1.
Thank you very much, Drake. Ronda Supply Heat Race number 2, rolling out to the Speedway, driving the pole. This one comes here to Raisin City, California. He pilots the AME Electrical Massive Valley Transportation Walker Filtration number 19 AZ. That'll be Mitchell Moles lining up to his right. You'll find CJ Leary at Greenfield, Indiana, driving the Altos Power Equipment, Valvoline, Hornbeck Concrete, Highsmith Guns, number 15X. Second row from the inside, all the way from Buckeye, Arizona, the MP Environmental. Black Magic Bead Breaker, Spider Crane, AME Electrical, the cold Coors Light connoisseur himself, Charles Davis Jr., going to go for the third starting spot. And next to him, it's going to be Sean Westerfeld at Guilford, Indiana, driving the Impressive Creations. Westerfeld Power, DRC Chassis, Fish Esser, Owen Racing, number 4J. Next row from the inside, it's going to be Carson Garrett at Littleton, Colorado, the Altos Power Equipment, Hornbeck Concrete, Lugs Lawn Care, BGE Darty Motorsports, number 15. And rolling from the sixth starting spot at Rockland, California. 2 non-wing sprint car shows here this season. Both times this driver's been to victory lane in the Suburban Subaru Dean's Waterfront Services, Donna DRC Chassis, Berks Western Telecom, Hitchman 80 number 12. It's the madman, Robert Ballou. Shane Cottle going for the inside of your next row at Kansas, Illinois. The Epperson Painting Incorporated, Earls into Barry Speedway Power number 2E. And for the 8th starting spot, she comes to you out of Dillsboro, Indiana, driving the Clark's Home Services. Ripper Chassis, Stanton Powered, Southern Insurance, KO Motorsports number 5K. That is Kayla Rell. Colin Grissom out of Anderson, Indiana, going to go in the Purdue Farms. Day Transportation, Burns Concrete, Alexandria Total Car Care. 00 from the inside of row number 5 in the 45N. That is the driver out of Teelamore, New South Wales, Australia. The Supos TCM Claxton Triple X number 45N. That is Troy Carey. Final starter here in Ronda Supply Heat Race number 2 is going to be the driver of the number 26W, Cody Williams. Out of Rensselaer, Indiana, driver the Cody Williams Design, Baldwin Fox Racing, Plum Wild podcast entry. That'll be your scheduled lineup here for Ronda Supply Heat Race number 2. 10 laps. Again, top 4 moving on to the feature. 5th through 7th into your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Cart Semi-Feature event. Everybody else into a TrailerAlarms.com. See Maine.
And you mentioned it briefly about Kyle Cummins winning Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. Also your Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifier tonight. That does really change the lineup when we talk about spots 7 through 11 being reserved for heat race winners. Well, Kyle Cummins is not going to occupy one of those. So the fastest transfer, the fastest qualifier, I should say, who did not win a heat race is really going to benefit from Kyle Cummins winning this heat race. Hard to say who that is at this point, but nonetheless.
Have to let the chips fall and see how it goes. Speaking of our Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, also picking up an extra $200 courtesy of Honest Abe Roofing. Of course, they have that qualifying challenge going on. Every one you get is another $200 rolled over. So if he comes out and gets another one, that's another $400 into his pocket. We'll see who picks up the win here in Ronda Supply Heat Race number 2 as we go to green.
Good start from Mitchell Moles. He goes to the top. CJ Leary dives to the bottom. Going to try to get it done on the backstretch. Mitchell Moles with the advantage.
Rolling off into turns at 3 and 4. Close quarters racing. Drivers diving through the middle, diving up to the high side, rolling down to the bottom. Ballou right now sitting outside of a transfer. Again, he was your second fastest qualifier. Started the ride of run number 3. And right now trying to find some speed here is up front, the 19 AZ. Mitchell Moles in command. CJ Leary running that second spot. Charles Davis Jr., Carson Garrett right now. They hold on to transfer spots. However, you've got the throttle working to the inside, trying to take the 4th spot away. Cottle not able to get there.
Carson Garrett finding himself in a similar position to where he was last night during his heat race, sitting on that bubble of the transfer position, going to try to make a move on Charles Davis Jr. across the front of the 47. Charles Davis Jr. going to rally back.
Davis with a night to forget last night. Every time he was on the track, it seemed like there was just something in his way or coming after him. Oh my, Garrett. Close quarters racing with the 47. And Garrett ends up coming to a stop outside turn at number 4.
Looked like they just kind of ran out of real estate there, and Carson Garrett just up into the marbles, just had to bring it to a stop.
See if we have a replay here on FloRacing. Try to assess what happened. You see side by side, you got the 47 of Charles Davis coming up across the racetrack, and Garrett getting on the binders and looked like just locked her down, as she is still locked up as they try to get the car to fire here in the front straightaway. They'll have to get just a little bit more torque behind him. Still having a heck of a time trying to get the number 15 to fire, so he may need a trip down into the Indy Metal finishing work area. Time is not guaranteed in heat races, only guaranteed the feature event up until 5 to go. And looks like they're going to go and take that car down to the infield. See if they can streak across the racetrack here and take it back into the pits and assess what is going on that BGE Darty Motorsports number 15. Tough break as he was fighting to try to keep her in a transfer spot, as that is going to move Cottle up into the 4th spot, Ballou into 5th. Everybody right now chasing Mitchell Moles, the Raisin City, California driver of the 19 AZ. Going to bring him off at turn number 4 past the NOS Energy start can as we go back to green.
Mitchell Moles down the racetrack, going to go to the top side, middle top side, in turns number 1 and 2, pick up some momentum. He drives away.
Side by side at the 3rd spot. Here comes Cottle the inside. Charles Davis Jr. trying to keep momentum to the outside. Robert Ballou giving chase to that fight as well as they work around to the front straightaway. Advantage will be to the Epperson Penny number 2. Cottle takes over 3rd. Charles Davis in 4th. Robert Ballou charged on the outside. Takes it high. Now going to dive it low into turns 3 and 4. Short slides of 47. Wheel stands it. That forces Charles Davis on the brakes, and Ballou's going to take over.
So Robert Ballou now sitting in that 4th and final transposition. Sean Westerfeld also able to take advantage of that slide on Charles Davis Jr. Charles Davis Jr. going to try to regain that 5th position.
Boy, things could have gotten real bad there for a second. You saw Ballou's car got a huge bite and all of a sudden just brought the wheels up into the air. Was able to settle it back down, but that forced Davis on the brakes. You thought the car was going to bike on him. And like you said, brought Westerfeld into that fray as well as they come around with 2 to go. White flag coming this time for Mitchell Moles. He has been untouchable in this one so far. Leary trailing that time by a little over 0.8 of a second. White flag flying for the 19.
Pretty smooth sailing so far for the 19 AZ of Mitchell Moles as he gets into turn number 1 and 2. Pushing the racetrack up to the top side little by little, lap by lap. Next few heat races will be significantly different as Mitchell Moles is going to bring it around to the checkered flag.
3rd time this season he's going to report to victory lane in heat race competition. Mitchell Moles picking up on his by heat race at number 2. CJ Leary crossing at 2nd, Shane Cottle in 3rd, Robert Ballou with the final transfer into the feature event. Charles Davis Jr. in 5th, Sean Westerfeld in 7th, Kayla Rell, or Westerfeld in 6th, Shayla Rell in 7th. Grissom, Carey, Williams, and Carson Garrett unofficially running out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he pilots the number 19 AZ coming to you out of Raisin City, California, sponsored by AME Electrical, Mesilla Valley Transportation. Give him a hand, Mitchell Moles, as we go down to Drake.
Mitchell Moles, our 2024 Eastern Storm champion, parks it here in Rod and Supply heat race number 2. And Mitchell, Eastern Storm, another important week on this national tour, and obviously Indiana Sprint Week is as well. So how important is it to build momentum throughout the week and come out of the other side of this week in a really good spot when it comes to the season-long points?
Yeah, I feel like it's a big deal. Everybody wants to win. Any big racer wants to win a Sprint Week. I feel like on the USAC guys. So we're going to keep kicking away at it. We kind of got buried there in qualifying and ended up on the front row. Luckily, we're pretty close to missing the invert there, but it's just track goes away a lot, and it just gets hard to make those fast times again. Briggs got one in there at the end, which is pretty impressive. So just got to keep clicking away. Our car's really good now, so I think we're going to have a more even racetrack and playing field the rest of the night, and just go see what we can do.
Mitchell Moles gets the job done here in Rod and Supply heat race number 2.
Thank you very much. CJ Ford heat race number 3 began to make its way out to the Speedway. Driver of the pole, this one's out of Farmersburg, Indiana. Driven the Honest State Roofing Metal Supply Depot, Kistler Power, DRC, Second Law Motorsports, number 14 in. That will be Kevin Newton. Lining up next to him, you're going to find Frankie Guarini out of San Rafael, California. Driver the Z-Max at DRC Chassis, Western Speed Racing, FK Indy, number G3. Next row for the inside, the 2B, Cale Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Honest State Roofing, Pendleton Farms, Claxton, DRC Chassis entry. He'll go from the 3rd starting spot and from 4th. That is going to be Kevin Thomas Jr. He's out of Coleman, Alabama. Driving the Inferno Armor Lynch Machining, Lucas Oil Center, Rocksteady Racing, number 3. Anton Hernandez from Arlington, Texas, of the Baldwin Fox Racing, Velocity USA. Boer Farms, PXP Racer number 5. He's going to go from the inside of row number 3, and outside of him, that'll be Briggs Danner. He's out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. The Boulevard Truck Repair, E. Schneider & Sons Recycling, Ryder DRC Chassis number 39. Chase Stockin in 5. He's out of Fort Branch, Indiana. The Bandit Ag, Davis Brothers, Superior Truck and Trailer, Fisher Ripper Chassis number 5S. He'll go from the inside of row number 4, and outside of him, it's going to be Kyle Shipley out of Phoenix, Arizona. The Cox Body Shop, Westmore Triple X Chassis, DT Oil Services number 4U. Sam Hines inside of your final row for the 9th starting spot out of Westfield, Indiana. Driving the Edge Rock Development, Hoosier Speed Chevrolet DRC Chassis number 71H. And your final starter hails out of Sumner, Illinois. Driving the Max Performance Fuels One-Way DRC Chassis, Leary Shock Technology number 5A. That is Austin Hawkins. As that'll be your scheduled lineup in TJ Ford's heat race number 3. Again, 5 in total tonight. Top 4 out of each, a 30-car inversion into the heats. Second time this season we have had the 5-heat format utilized. First time last night to kick off Indiana Sprint Week. And offers quite the challenge for these drivers. We touched on it a little bit last night. We've kind of mentioned it tonight. And again, it puts you out well outside of that inversion if you're the quick qualifier to try to fight your way forward. So it's not one of those where you can just ride. You've got to get after it.
No, every single lap counts, and every lap is important. So that's why they go back to the pit area and they work so hard to, even if you have a really good car like Kyle Cummins does this evening, you go back and look for just a little bit more, because you know that even though you're really good, somebody else is really good as well. And it's one of those things where it's just hard to even keep up or catch up, because everybody's at the top of their game this week. So definitely does make it more challenging. And then you have innumerous amounts of cars, which makes it more challenging in and of itself.
I want to say hello to Tim Spillman, who is watching the broadcast back home. Tim, who was involved in a horrific accident, has sidelined him for a couple of weeks. He's having to get a little bit of work done on his neck and his back. He's going to be down for the count for a little bit, but he is our chaplain normally in USAC competition. As he is back watching, we hope he continues to recover and hope to see him back at the track soon.
Missing Tim Spillman, another shout out we want to give to the pole sitter of this TJ Ford Heat Race number 3, Kevin Newton. Today is his birthday. 47 years old for Kevin Newton. That's a fun fact from our good friend Tony Laporta, TLP, running around down in the infield. He shares a lot of information, whether you want to hear it or not.
Good to see old TLP out here having a little bit of fun here during Indiana Sprint Week. I had to shame him a little bit on Twitter. He was there, did not come up, say hi, gave me some excuse, so he made sure to rectify that here tonight.
And he responds well to shame anyway.
He does. It's all right, Tony. We love you. Great to see that he's having fun not only here but also with the Kubota High Limit Series. Him and Chase, a great pairing on that. As we are ready to go to green off of turn number 4. Here we go. Kevin Newton going to try to take off with the race lead. He will have the Honest Abe Roofing number 2. Diving to the inside. Here comes Kel Drake for the top spot as they work into turns 3 and 4. Ooh, a little bit of tire tapping going on. 14 up the racetrack, leaves the bottom open. A pair of cars going to make their way by. That includes Guarini in the G3 and the 39 of Danner, along with the 5 of Stockin. Battle is on for the final transfer spot right now.
The seas parted for Briggs Danner and Frankie Guarini, but Chase Stockin was able to take advantage and capitalize on all of it on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's significantly lower than many of the other cars, and he's finding a lot of grip down there.
Trying to go for the lead off of turn number 2, couldn't quite get there. That was the 3 of Kevin Thomas Jr. Cale Drake. Last night, his debut with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship unfortunately ended on the wrong foot, but right now leading the way in TJ Ford's Heat Race number 3. Kevin Thomas still sitting in that second spot, trying to find some bite to the middle racing groove. You got Briggs Danner running in 3rd. Sitting in 4th right now is going to be Frankie Guarini. The battle at the front of the field still continuing to rage on. Chase Stockin sitting in 5th. Anton Hernandez in 6th. Shipley, Newton, Hawkins, and Hines rounding out your field.
Briggs Danner making quick work up the top side of the racetrack as Anton Hernandez gets sideways coming out of turn number 4. Going to have to regroup, but here comes Kevin Thomas Jr. for the lead over Cale Drake.
Kevin Thomas Jr. with the slide up at turn number 2 takes over the top spot. Cale Drake going to fall to 2nd. Still sitting in a transfer into the feature event, though, as it'll be KTJ taking off onto the back straightaway. The 2B running in 2nd. You got 39 to Briggs Danner trying to close in right now in that 3rd spot. Time running out. We got 3 to go in this one. Kevin Thomas Jr. opening it up to 0.888 seconds over the 2B. Frankie Guarini continuing to hold on to the 4th position, but he has lost a little bit of ground to the top 3. In fact, Stockin able to make up some time on him, and he's got company in the form of Kyle Shipley.
Cale Drake that time by, going to have some company out of Briggs Danner coming into turns number 3 and 4. Briggs Danner across for Cale Drake, going to take over 2nd place.
Good job of the driver, the number 39, as they work into turns 1 and 2. Leader about to find turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Working top shelf around to the front straightaway. He will pick up heat race number 3, brought to you by TJ Ford. It will be Kevin Thomas Jr. in 3. Kevin Thomas Jr. picking up the win. Briggs Danner in 2nd. Cale Drake in 3rd. Frankie Guarini in the final transfer spot into the feature event. Anton Hernandez, Chase Stockin, Kyle Shipley. They're going on into your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Kevin Newton, Austin Hawkins, Sam Hines unofficially rounding out your field. And they will head on into your traileralarms.com C-Main. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to you out of Coleman, Alabama. He pilots the Inferno Armor, Lynch Machining, Lucas Oil Center, Stanton Monkwell Chassis number 3R. Give him a hand, Kevin Thomas Jr. So he'll bring it down to the front straightaway, and we'll send it down to Drake.
7th heat race win on the season for KTJ, Kevin Thomas Jr. And KT, you were right behind Cale Drake, and you guys have gotten a race against each other in the midget, but not so much in the sprint car, really even in general. So how careful do you have to be around somebody that you haven't really raced with that much when you're trying to execute an important pass like that?
You got to be careful, obviously, but, my job there was to win the heat race since I qualified 13th, like it's my day job. So, that gets us a little bit closer to the front, gives us something to work with there, and, hats off to that kid. He was running the shit out of that thing for majority of that race. So, he's making good gains and only being inside the car for a couple times. So, I think we'll have a good car for the feature and just do a little bit better than last night.
Kevin Thomas Jr. gets the job done in TJ4's heat race number 3. Brian, he was the 2013 Indiana Sprint Week winner right here at Kokomo.
Thank you very much. Hey, in the grandstands, Justin Reese, you are AMSOIL Inside the Oval winner here tonight. You and a guest get to take a ride in the pace truck, get to watch all the action for the infield in tonight's feature event. Make your way down to the USAC merchandise trailer. Again, Justin Reese, you are tonight's AMSOIL Inside the Oval winner.
Some friendly faces in the grandstands.
Car IQ Heat Race number 4 out to the Speedway. Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana. The Youngblood Farms at D&J Performance. DRC chassis number 16 going to be in the pole of this one. Outside of him, it's going to be Mario Speedwagon. Mario Clouser of Auburn, Illinois. The Yokohama Tire Class and Maxim at Clouser Auto Repair number 6. Next row from the inside, you'll find Matt Westfall at Pleasant Hill, Ohio. Driving the Ray Marshall Motorsports. All-Star Performance, Wicks Filters, Hempy Water, Buckeye Machine Fabricators number 33M. And to his right, last night's feature winner, out of Sutter, California, the Honest Abe Roofing, Rockwell Security, Indy Custom Stone, High Performance Lubricants, Dozers, Nuts, and Bolts, Abacus Racing number 57. That will be Logan Seavey. Look at your third row from the inside line. Brady Bacon out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. The Telstar Technologies, Davis Brothers, Fatheads, Hops, and Family number 69. And to his right, it'll be the Special Olympics of Indiana, Apache Transport, Auto Strap Chalk, AMSOIL, Beaver Stripes, Team Arizona Racing number 21 AZ. The driver to Locust Grove, Oklahoma. That is Dason Pursley. Going from 7th, it'll be Braden Cromwell. He's out of Lone Jack, Missouri. The Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Joey Arrington, Speed Sport Power, DRC Chassis, KH Suspension, number 4X. And from 8th, set to be Donnie Brackett out of Fort Branch, Indiana. The Lucas Oil Center, Chevrolet EMI Helix Chassis, Hoonigan, AFCO, number 4B. Aaron Davis out of Windfall, Indiana. The TNT Auto Sales and Services, Denzel Power, DRC Chassis. Redmond Excavating, number 11, going to go from the 9th starting spot. And your final starter set to be the driver out of Santa Rosa, California. The Lawson Rock and Oil, Hutchinson Power, DRC, Sonoma Paint Center number 1, that is Nate Shank. As that'll be your scheduled lineup here for Car IQ Heat Race number 4.
So another really good look at the inside of Logan Seavey's cockpit there as we have that FloRacing live camera. Riding on board with your AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car point leader.
Hartley Brothers Farms running inside of the 69 here tonight. Last night it was FK Indy who was the primary sponsor on Brady Bacon's number 69 machine. He had a little bit of a sponsor raffle going on leading up into Indiana Sprint Week. So FK Indy on last night. We got Hartley Brothers Farms tonight. So Harley Burns in the 16 will be in command at the start of this one. 4 times a winner in the local variety. Twice at Bloomington, twice at Lincoln Park so far this season. 15th last night in your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. He'll have Mario Clouser lining up next to him. Clouser, many years racing with the Power Eye Wingless Auto Racing League as well as USAC and several other non-wing denominations around the Midwest. Only a handful of starts on the season, including Silver Crown competition. See if he can get the jump here on the start as they work around at the front straightaway past the NOS Energy start cam. We go to green.
An excellent start on the bottom side of the racetrack for Harley Burns, who's going to lead this thing going into turns number 1 and coming out of turn number 2. Mario Clouser not too far behind still.
Clouser up on the high side through turns 3 and 4. They are 3 wide behind them. Bacon down to the bottom. He got Westfall to the middle. On the outside was Logan Seavey. Bacon trying to find some grip on the inside. has the 4th spot. Seavey with the charge to the outside, riding in 3rd. Battle for the race lead. Here comes Klauser, speeding up to the high side of the speedway, trying to get a run of Burns around to the front straightaway. At the line, it is Burns by 0.04 of a second.
Mario Klauser really riding the rim on the Kokomo Speedway, trying to find more speed around the top side than what Harley Burns can pick up on the bottom. Logan Seavey right on the tail tank of the 6, trying to push him along so he can go as well.
Well, Buddy Allen, the voice of Power Eye, calls a Mario Speedwagon. Right now, the smoke pouring off of the engine of the Yokohama Tires entry as they worked onto the back straightaway. Looked like off of the engine, not out of the engine, but now you've got a gaggle of them all at the front right now. Top 5, all under a blanket. Burns trying to hold on to it. Oh, with a bobble off of turn number 2, and Klauser going to race back by.
That chalks up Brady Bacon, who's going to let Dason Pursley slip by on the bottom side of the racetrack. It's not over yet. Coming out of turn number 4, Brady Bacon still with that transfer position.
3-car fight at the front of this one. You've got a new leader into turns 1 and 2. The 57 of Logan Seavey going to sneak on by the Honest Abe Roofing entry. He's going to lead the way. Klauser going to fall back to 3rd. Burns to the inside. Bacon's there. You've got the 21AZ there as well. My, oh my, what a heat race.
Well, something's got to give here because 4 go to the feature, and there are 5 cars battling this out right now. Dason Pursley outside looking in as Mario Klauser going to try to find a way around Dason Pursley with a good run on the bottom. He's going to have the transfer spot.
I'd say your top 2 have calmed down a little bit, but that could change here in about a matter of 100 feet as here comes Brady Bacon with a run to the outside. Now battle for the 2nd spot. Here comes the Dynamics of Corporate number 69 to the outside, trying to get a run of Burns to the inside. Can't quite get there. 2 to go. White flag coming next time out of turn number 4. Klauser, who was right up there, led for just a minute, has fallen back to 5th. Bacon changed the tactics now to the bottom. He's going to slide up and grab the 2nd spot as they come to the way with the white flag and 1 to go.
Veteran move there by Brady Bacon, who's going to lead in the 2nd position right now. Trails behind Logan Seavey, who has been checked out of this one for quite some time.
Seavey off of turn number 4, up to the wall, and he's got it. Checker flag going to drop in. Car IQ heat race number 4. Brady Bacon crossing in 2nd. Harley Burns, Dason Pursley in 4th. Mario Klauser ends up in 5th. Matt Westfall in 6th, Braden Cromwell, Aaron Davis, Donnie Brackett, and Nate Shank unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to you out of Sutter, California. He pilots the Honest Abe Roofing, Rockwell Security, Indy Custom Stone, Stanton Power, DRC chassis number 57. Race fans, give him a hand, Logan Seavey, as we take it down to Drake.
Heat race win number 8 on the season for your current national points leader and Indiana Sprint Week points leader, Logan Seavey. Of course, we talk about him trying to get 5 USAC National Sprint Car wins in a row tonight. And Logan, looked like you were laying back in the weeds there and you kind of split the gap between Harley Burns and Mario Klauser. Was that a planned attack or was that just something that kind of happened spur of the moment?
It's just a must-win situation, and I didn't think they were ever going to get away from each other side by side, and just I was right there pushing them around, just taking up the racetrack, and that's just part of it. They were really even, and I was a lot better than both of them, and as soon as I saw the gap, I knew I had to go for it because, like I said, just a must-win situation. That's the difference in starting, 8th or 9th or 18th. So big win there, and I feel really good about our car.
Logan Seavey collects the win in Car IQ Heat Race number 4.
Thank you very much, Drake, as we roll into our Steal It Heat Race number 5. Driving the pole this one at Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Driving the JPA Mastery, Newman's Triple X number 88J. It's going to be Joey Amancio. Lining up next to him, Chance Crum, and Snohomish, Washington. The Rudine Racing, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts. Scott Baylor Power, DRC Chassis number 26. Next row from the inside in 47, that'll be Scotty Weir at Marion, Indiana. Driving the Physical Medicine Consultants. DRC, Tom Eads on number 47X. And outside of him, Weston Gorham at Colleyville, Texas. In the Second Opinion Auto Center, Stanton Maxim Chassis, Pulse Racing Innovation number 71W. Ricky Lewis at Oxnard, California, the Physical Medicine Consultant, sends on DRC Chassis, Massive Valley Transportation number 41. He'll roll from the 5th starting spot. And from 6th in this one, Justin Grant. He's out of Ione, California, the NOS Energy Drink Boat Foundation MPV Express gets their Maxim at number 4. Tyler Hewitt at Marion, Indiana, the IMG Shaver DRC Chassis. Abby Hewitt on number 97. He'll go for the inside of your 4th row. And to his right from 8th is going to be Hunter Maddox at Bedford, Indiana. The TJD Roofing and Exteriors, Cummings Power, DRC Chassis, Tommy D's Windows, Doors, and more, number 24M. Final row from the inside, all the way from Goodyear, Arizona, the MP Environmental, 6X Management Group, Woodland Auto Display, JFM Surecan number 4C. It's going to be Logan Calderwood. And your final starter is set to be Bryce Dews out of Aroostook, Ohio, driving the O'Reilly Machine Tool Services, Donut Spike Chassis, Arrowhead Golf Course, number 23D. As that'll be your scheduled lineup here for Steal It Heat Race number 5. Final chance to advance directly into the feature event via the top 4. Again, 5th through 7th going into your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Everybody else into a traileralarms.com. See Maine. course, a couple of contingencies throughout the week. The Hard Luck Awards, Sam McGehee Motorsports providing a free right rear tire each night to the driver who just a little bit down on their luck during the course of the night's racing action. Of course, you can place your bets on Indiana Sprint Week for a chance to win a signed Sprint Week helmet with a signature from every race winner. You must show your betting slip at the USAC merchandise trailer to enter that giveaway. J&J Trucking adding $200 to the Hard Charger bonus here tonight. ProSource presenting $500 reward for the passing master. That's the driver who advances the most positions throughout each Indiana Sprint Week event. Additionally, ProSource also giving the slowest qualifier a $100 hard work bonus as well. And of course, it all leads up the tradition since 2010, that beautifully handcrafted Bridgeport rocker courtesy of John Young's going to your Indiana Sprint Week champion car owner.
Saw Justin Grant under those idle laps meticulously rolling in the top side of the racetrack, which I think is some foreshadowing telling you what we're about to see here.
See where he goes here on the start. The NOS Energy start can is where they can pick up the throttle off at turn number 4 to the green.
Joey Amantia right out of the gate trying to get the jump on Chance Crum. Chance Crum to the top. Joey Amantia going to slide up the racetrack. Chance Crum gets around him.
3 wide of a turn number 2 now, going to split hairs as they work to the back straightaway. Slides by the 71W to pick up the transfer spot here. The NOS Energy number 4, Justin Grant. Ricky Lewis now to the inside. We'll see what the Massive Valley Transportation entry can do. He'll truck it off at the bottom to the middle. That opens the door for the second opinion on number 71 is Justin Grant with a slide for 3rd. Off at turn number 4, though, Chance Crum in command at 26.
No games for Justin Grant. He gets a little bit of the wall coming out of turn number 4. Not enough to make any bit of a difference, but enough to propel him into that final transfer position. Right now, he rides in 4th place.
Goes back to the high side over turns 3 and 4. Ricky Lewis, meanwhile, making work of Gorham, able to get by. He rides in 5th. Gorham going to fall to the 6th position. You got Hewitt, Calderwood, Maddox, and Dews rounding out your running order. As up front, Chance Crum working the high side up into the race lead, was able to drive by the 88J of Joey Amantia on the start. Pass for the 3rd spot. Justin Grant in a 3-car battle as you've got a battle for the top spot as well. Here comes Amantia back to the inside with a slide off at turn number 4. The JPA Masonry entry to the top spot with 5 in and 5 to go.
Joey Amantia really made that one stick and just sort of took off from the 26 of Chance Crum. Now he begins to drive away as Justin Grant still battling it out with Ricky Lewis for that 4th and final transfer position.
Looking for a rebound from last time when he got upside down. He had the comment of the night, not happy with another driver. Now trying to pick up the heat race win here as the battle for that 3rd spot continues to rage on. The 4, Justin Grant, Ricky Lewis. Look at the slide through turns 3 and 4. Drove her in deep across the racetrack. Thought he overcooked it, though. Holds on to it. Justin Grant back to his inside. They are still wheel-to-wheel onto the back straightaway. Lewis with the advantage of 41.
So Ricky Lewis going to have that advantage on Justin Grant. Broke that momentum last time in turn number 3 and 4. Now Chance Crum going to be the pressure from the 41 and 4.
White flag coming this time. 3 wide nearly for the 2nd spot. Grant to the inside. Crum to the outside. They are going to split the 41 as they worked onto the back straightaway. Leader around one more time in this one. Justin Grant going to pick up the 2nd spot. They work into turns 1 and 2. Leader onto the back straightaway for the final time and steal it. Heat race at number 5. Works to the middle groove off of turn number 4. Checker flag going to fly for Joey Amantia. Justin Grant going to cross in 2nd. Ricky Lewis in 3rd. Chance Crum getting shuffled back to the final transfer into the feature event. Scotty Weir, Tyler Hewitt, Weston Gorham going on into your semi-feature event. Logan Calderwood, Hunter Maddox, and Bryce Dews heading on into the C-Main. So your winner, ladies and gentlemen, much better start to his night at Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Driver of the JPA Masonry, Amantia Real Estate, Stinger Race Fields, Newman Power, Triple X number 88J. Race fans, give him a hand, Joey Amantia. So Joey going to pull it down onto the front straightaway, and he's going to get a word in with Drake.
Not much of a better time for Joey Amantia to get his first heat race win on the season with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Championship after that hard rollover last night.
I didn't hear a word you just said.
Joey, you kind of started there on the back foot trying to chase down Chance Crum, and it seemed like the 88 Jet got better as the race went on. So what exactly about this race car got better that allowed you to catch Crum and eventually pass him?
Oh, just the biggest thing is getting confidence back in the car. And, you know, I got a whole new team back there, and can't thank John Stanborough enough for coming on board this week to crew chief me. This is the best this 88J has felt, and really I was able to drop the hammer and luckily found some moisture through the middle there and ended up getting the win. And this really helps from not starting dead last in this feature tonight. So definitely going to see what we can do in the feature.
Well, last night we got a Ronald McDonald reference, and tonight we got a Chet Krishner reference. Joey Amantia collects the win and steal it Heat race number 5. Never a dull moment with this kid, Brian.
Indeed, thank you very much, as Midgets out to the Speedway.
First of 3 heats for the USAC Midwest Leather Midgets Heat Race number 1, presented by Performance Electronics. Performance Electronics, also the series sponsor for the Midwest Midgets. Lineup is as follows for Performance Electronics Heat Race number 1. On the pole, out of Covington, Ohio, during the Brewhouse drive-through, Downers Bay Resort Side X Performance Powder Coating number 36, it's Ian Krieger. Outside of the front row, out of Dillsboro, Indiana, during the Fedorchuk Racing, carvings by Joe Whitler, Rubber Band Wallet, CP Mobile Shrink Wrap, it's the 21R of Kayla Rell. Row number 2 on the inside, out of Manila, Indiana, driving the Aerial Solutions, Navita Solutions, Michiana Tree Works, U.S. Lawns of Terre Haute, Urban Air, Ultimate Predator Boats, Paradise Pools, Peak Performance Gym, Caden Wells Racing. It's the 5 of Matt Lux. Outside of row number 2, out of Cox Creek, Kentucky, and car number 10G, it's Chet Gerke.